Hello, Fuse family. How are you guys doing? I hope that you guys are doing well. I hope that you guys are staying healthy, that you guys are staying safe, that you guys are staying hopeful, that this is going to be all over soon, that we can be together soon, and that you guys are praying in expectation for that to happen. It's your boy Jairin. If you guys don't know who I am, so we're really excited. We're in this new series. We are starting these daily devos. We are kind of coming along with the U version stuff. So if you need to search it, if you haven't been following along, I encourage you to go check out Brad and Dan. They started it off with the first 2 days. We are in day 3, Undefeated U version Bible app. Undefeated is the plan name, so you can search that on the plans little portion of it, and it'll pop up. It's got like a little purple and green background or something like that, and we have links to it. I think we have ways you can go find that on our Instagram, on our YouTube, all that kind of stuff. So here we go. We're going to be talking from John 11 today. This is the story of Lazarus, the death of Lazarus. Mary and Martha, they have questions, and they feel like Jesus is not answering these questions. So we're going to get to what he says and what his answer is in a little bit. First, we're going to read a little backstory. This is the death of Lazarus, John chapter 11. Here we go. A man was sick. Lazarus, he was from Bethany, the town of Mary and her sister Martha. This was the same Mary who massaged the Lord's feet with aromatic oils and wiped them with her hair. It was her brother Lazarus who was sick, so the sisters went and sent word to Jesus, Master, the one you love so very much is very, very sick. And when Jesus got the message, he said, the sickness, it's not fatal. It will become an occasion to show God's glory by glorifying God's Son. Jesus loved Martha and her sister Lazarus, and her sister and Lazarus, not her sister Lazarus, her sister is Mary. But oddly, whenever he heard that Lazarus was sick, he stayed on where he was for 2 more days. And after those 2 days, he said to the disciples, hey, let's go back to Judea. Our friend Lazarus, he has fallen asleep, and I'm going to go wake him up. The disciples, they said, Master, if he's gone to sleep, he'll get some good rest and he'll wake up feeling fine. He got that power nap, bro. He good. Jesus was talking about death, however, and while the disciples thought he was talking about taking a nap. So I think it's always funny. This is a side note here, but I think it's funny because you always see Jesus, he says something, and the disciples are like, yo, dude, okay. They can't take a metaphor. So Jesus, he always has to do, I hope you guys are in link with this, Jesus always has to do like a little bit of a genius interview where he has to explain what he said before. He's like, no, Jesus became explicit. He said, Lazarus, bro, he died. I'm about to come and I'm about to resurrect him. I'm glad for your sakes that I wasn't there when he did die, for you are about to be given new grounds for believing. Now let's go to him. And I think that this is interesting. It kind of ties in with what he said earlier. He said it will become an occasion to show God's glory by glorifying God's Son. And then he said you are about to be given new grounds for believing. And so these are things that we want to focus on as we kind of get toward the end of this little story here. When Jesus finally got there, he found Lazarus already 4 days dead, in line with what he said. He knew this was happening. Bethany was near Jerusalem, only a couple of miles away, and many of the Jews were visiting Martha and Mary, sympathizing with them over their brother. Martha heard Jesus was coming and went out to meet him. Mary remained in the house. And Martha said to Jesus, Master, if you had been here, my brother wouldn't have died. Even now I know that whatever you ask God, he will give you. And Jesus said, your brother, he'll be raised up. And Mary replied, I know that he will be raised up in the resurrection at the end of the time. I know that he will go to heaven. I know that we will see him again, in the next life. And that's what she says. And Jesus says, no. You don't have to wait for the end. I am, right now, resurrection and life. The one who believes in me, even though he or she dies, will live. And everyone who lives believing in me does not ultimately die at the end. Do you believe this? I am, right now, resurrection and life. That's what he says. And I think it's interesting, and I think it's very, very applicable to where we are right now, and where you might be right now with this feeling of loneliness and separation, and not able to understand, God, why are you allowing me to go through this hurt? Why are you allowing for death to happen? For you to be in the next town over. I feel like I am sending a message to you, and you are making me wait for an answer. And Jesus says, I am, what? He says, I am right now. He says that you do not have to wait for the end, that you need to know that there is hope in the present. And there is hope in the situations that you are going through. There is hope in the beauty, in the intricacies of this hurt that I have come in and I have defeated. I know that you may be hurting, but you need to understand that I have defeated that hurt, and that should give you peace that surpasses all understanding. I think there's an interesting lyric by my favorite band, maybe of all time. I don't know. One that got me through quite a bit. Even with this line right here, he says, Matthew Thiessen, he wrote this line, Reline It said in the song, I think it's Therapy. It says, loneliness and solitude are two things not to get confused, because I spend my solitude with you. If we accept our loneliness as something that is permanent, and if we accept our hurt as something, as all that life's got for us, and we don't see that Jesus is right now the resurrection and life, that's going to be something that's going to be a world that we live in, and that's going to be a dark world. We need to walk in the light that God is right here, right now, moving. He is in our midst. He is, here we go, He is the way maker. He is working miracles. For we know that at the end of the story, Lazarus raised from death and brought back to life, into the present, to be present with Mary and Martha again. And I think it's so interesting, because God says, look and see how I'm going to use this for God's glory. For now you see that I am present in this moment, and now you believe in new ways that you never have. And I hope that this story, it is kind of maybe instilled a little bit of hope in this situation that we're living in right now, in the weird times that we are. It's an interesting space that we have with all this quarantine, with all this self-isolation. Thank you for joining. Follow along with us in the next few. We got Matt tomorrow. We're excited to be able to spend some time with you virtually. I hope that you guys are doing well. Stay safe, stay healthy. Love you all. View Sam. We out.